Olivier and Kevin, and I please welcome them on stage. All right, so allow me to introduce both of you. So Olivier, you also work at SWEN Capital Partners, like Charlotte a few minutes ago, but for another impact investing strategy, Blue Ocean investment strategy. And Kevin, I guess that everybody here knows you, but still, I have to introduce to you, you're the co-founder of ChangeNOW. Topic today for the 8 coming minutes is collaboration, all right? But let me start with you, Olivier. Can you tell us briefly what is your investment strategy? And I know that you have an announcement to make, so be my guest.
Yes, thank you, Emmanuel. So Blue Ocean is SWEN's capital partner, a venture capital fund to regenerate ocean biodiversity. So we are designed to deliver both systemic impact and financial performance by investing in startups that are bringing solutions to the 3 main threats to our ocean: overfishing, marine pollution, climate change. So we raised 170 million euros. The fund was launched in July 2021 in scientific partnership with IFREMER. And so far we have made 14 investments. And we're investing mainly on Series A and with a core focus on Europe.
All right. So and so what's next? You invested a lot. Please tell us.
Exactly. And so that's a very special moment because just after Christian Lim, my co-founder, and myself, we started working on this strategy. We met with Kevin and Santiago. And very quickly, that was back in 2018, and very quickly we thought that ChangeNOW was a great place and a lot of common values. So we've been partnering since then. And so for me, it's a very special moment to be able to announce here at ChangeNOW for the first time that we're raising Fund 2 of Blue Ocean, and we're going to target 300 million euros.
Okay, impressive. All right. Good luck. So precisely, can you go back to the first fundraising experience? What were the obstacles? What is your reaction to the keynote that we just gave, and what are you doing differently this time?
So first, I would argue that a lot of LPs, at least in Europe, they want to invest in impact. And you mentioned that. I mean, some LPs, they really want to invest, but they don't know how. But the main issue is that they don't like to invest in new strategies. Yeah. And of course, when you're launching a new strategy on impact, that's new. So you're a first-time fund with a new strategy, with a new team, and you need to build trust.
Yeah. So and at the time of your launch, you weren't part of SWEN, right? So you were on your own.
Yes, exactly. When we started, we were just, Christian, Lim, and myself. We identified that the ocean was under threat and that innovation was a way to help address those threats. And we saw that there were absolutely no venture capital fund in the world working on that topic. So we decided to launch it. And we found very quickly that this was an ecosystem that was growing. There were a lot of opportunities, a very great pipeline. And we started to engage a number of LPs. And they were very interested in theory. But then they came back to their criteria, which is, OK, what is your track record? None. That's new. What did you build? How can you prove that it's going to work? And all this is very difficult. And that's difficult for all first-time funds, I think. Absolutely. But more specifically when it's a totally new strategy, because that's a new topic. So what is very important, we found, is to start building trust with the LPs. So how to do that? You can start working on some first investments, which we made before the fund, to start to generate a track record, demonstrate that there is a strategy, there is a way to invest on this. And second, very important, we joined SWEN Capital Partners because SWEN Capital Partners had already built that trust with an ecosystem of LPs. And joining SWEN to launch the fund, we were able to leverage on that trust to raise funds from the likes of Massif, Maïf, Groupe Arkea, etc. Okay.
And would you do things differently now for the fund too?
So that's fund 2, so that's different. No longer a first-time fund. So we still do not tick all the boxes for some LPs because we started to invest in 14 companies. We built the team. We've been here for quite a long time now. We're well known. But we still have not exited from any company, so we cannot still demonstrate the performance on our exits. So we know that some LPs will ask for this, and that will not be okay for Fund 2. They will have to wait for Fund 3. But we will be
still an emerging manager, you know.
We're still. So we will leverage on existing LPs. They've proven that they were able to come for Fund 1, so we hope. And so far, they're quite happy, so we believe they would come for Fund 2. And we also know that there are a number of LPs that we've been talking with for 5 years now. They've not joined for Fund 1. It was too early for them. But now they're ready to come for Fund 2 because they saw how quickly we were able to deploy Fund 1. And they're confident that we will be doing the same with Fund 2.
OK. Thank you. Moving to you, Kevin, on the topic of collaboration. So we see that, well, good example here. ChangeNOW is the place where Olivier decided to announce Fund 2 fundraising, and we'll see later many examples of how ChangeNOW has, you know, transformed or helped push forward some impact strategies. So can you explain what is the role of Fund for Change, ChangeNOW, to help the conversation between GPs and LPs on impact investing?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what happened with Blue Ocean in 2018 is a really good example. When we started ChangeNOW, I never knew that we wouldn't actually be doing Fund for Change. It's actually something that came up when we actually understood that that was the kind of impact we could have, which was to facilitate the encounter and the investment of a LP into a GP. That was the example we saw with Blue Ocean in 2018. That was the second edition of the ChangeNOW Summit. And I think that, you know, when you look at systems change, I think a great way to have an impact and an influence on the system is to look at what is the role that you have in the system and who are the people that you have direct access to that you can potentially influence. And we understood that actually ChangeNOW, because of the format, you know, ChangeNOW, it's not an event, it's not a summit, it's a call to action. And the kind of people that you bring at ChangeNOW are not the kind of people you would find at the typical, you know, finance conference or a sustainability conference. You will find both actually communities here. You're going to find a ChangeNOW activist. You will find investors. You will find CEOs. You will find kids, athletes, artists, because everyone has a role to play in this transition. You know, we are all on this. We all have a role to play, and everyone will find something that caters to its own needs or interests. And I think that once you understand what is your role and who are the people you can influence, then you can actually work on those strengths. And because we understood that we had that power at ChangeNOW, we had that possibility to drive more capital in the ecosystem and in the impact investment space, we decided to create Funds for Change and push to have impact investors raise more funds because we need more capital in the space. And we know that at ChangeNOW we're able to attract, you know, non-traditional impact investors. As I said, you know, we had like this year more than 2,000 C-level executives coming, more than 1,200 investors. Yesterday we launched a program for board members as well, and they still came. And we think that the variety of people, of backgrounds that are in the rooms can positively impact the investment space and the GPs that are in the room. So that's, I think, one of the key elements that you know, makes Funds for Change a success. Is that the crowd is different, but it broadens the view of a lot of stakeholders.
Okay, today is the third day of ChangeNOW, so this evening it will be over. You can rest. But what can we do until next year? Because let's not wait a full year to you know, act after ChangeNOW. So any call to action or recommendation that all the people here can bring back at their office starting tomorrow?
I think we need to work throughout the year. I mean, we're seeing that the ESG space right now is going through a rough phase. There's more and more green blaming. There's more and more, you know, backpedaling when it comes to, you know, climate pledges in financial institutions. And I think private markets are a great place to find the answers and to mobilize capital. And that's why I really believe that we need to push to bring more capital into the impact investment space, and we have to create those conversations throughout the year on topics that are close to the hearts of the investors. People react to change in correspondence to how this change is affecting their lives. You need to make it personal to an investor. You need to come to an investor and talk about a topic that is going to speak to him personally. That's why we play so much with emotions. All our decisions are made out of emotions. So what we're going to do during the year is that we're going to have an approach that is more thematic based. So we're going to push to mobilize resources around the topic by the end of the year, which is called land preservation, land restoration. We need to restore more than 1.5 acres of land by 2030 to achieve land degradation neutrality. This is an important topic. People don't know about it. We're going to push. There is an important event at the end of the year called COP16 in Riyadh, and we're going to help them mobilize resources. We're going to have another event next year, which is the UN Convention for the Oceans. We're going to push the ocean agenda as well. So that's the approach, is to create platforms and events that are more thematic based as well, so that investors that feel really concerned about that particular thematic feel feel more interested and want to be part of it.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Olivier. And please help me thank them.
Thank you.